The Beneficiary Charter of Rights and Responsibilities LEAP Program by the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection LEAP Program and supported by UK Aid from the British people. Version 1.0. Table of Contents. Abbreviations and acronyms. II. Key definitions or glossary. III to IV. Introduction, pages 1 to 3. Part 1. A. LEAP Beneficiary or Caregiver Rights, pages 4 to 12. B. LEAP Beneficiary or Caregiver Responsibilities, pages 13 to 19. Part 2. LEAP Programs Responsibility to Beneficiaries and Targeted Communities, pages 20 to 21. Part 3. What if my rights have not been respected, or how to complain, pages 22. Part 4. How can I find out more about LEAP, pages 23. Abbreviations and acronyms. LEAP, Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty. NHIS, National Health Insurance Scheme. LIPW, Labor Intensive Public Works. DLIC, District LEAP Implementation Committee. CLIC, Community LEAP Implementation Committee. DSWO, District Social Welfare Officer. CFP, Community Focal Person. CHRAJ, SHRAJ, Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice. OVC, Orphan and Vulnerable Children. Key definitions. For the purpose of this document, the following terms shall be used. Appeal, a request by a person or a household for a review of a decision or an action taken by the LEAP program. Beneficiary, any member of a household who qualifies for LEAP cash grants following enrollment. Caregiver, a person nominated by a household to collect their cash grant on their behalf. Complementary services, other social protection interventions that LEAP beneficiaries can access. Co-responsibilities, conditions that ensure that the program's beneficiary households shall go to school and attend health facilities. Complaint. A complaint is any expression of dissatisfaction with the service that the LEAP program offers or provides. E-switch card, an electronic payment card. E-payment, electronic payment. Right, an entitlement to have or do something. Responsibility, what one needs to do as part of a job or role. The program, LEAP program. Payment point, a designated location for receiving cash grants. Welfare power of attorney, the authority given to one to make welfare decisions on behalf of a beneficiary or household. Introduction. As per the directive principles of state policy, the Fourth Republic Constitution of Ghana provides a basis for social protection, providing for all people in Ghana a just and reasonable access to public facilities and services, respect for fundamental human rights and freedoms, and the prohibition of discrimination and prejudice on grounds of place of origin, birth circumstances, ethnic origin, gender, religion, creed, and other beliefs are the objectives underpinning this policy. Articles 17, 24, 25, and 27 address imbalances, set the framework for decent work, social insurance, health and safety and welfare in employment, development of creative potential, and contributory schemes for economic security, respectively. Fundamental to the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty LEAP program and its core deliverables are Article 36 of the Constitution, which justifies the right of persons to adequate means of livelihood, suitable employment, public assistance, and maximum welfare, and Article 37, which guarantees protection and promotion of basic human rights and freedoms, including the rights of the disabled, older persons, children, and other vulnerable groups, and also recognize the need for welfare services. The LEAP program is therefore one of the national social protection interventions which aims to reduce poverty by increasing consumption and promoting access to services and opportunities among the extreme poor and vulnerable. LEAP is both a conditional and unconditional cash transfer program. It aims to empower the extremely poor, disadvantaged, and vulnerable populations, that is, households with orphans and vulnerable children, elderly, that is 65 years and above, without support, pregnant women with or without children under a year old, and persons with severe disabilities without productive capacity to come out of poverty, thereby fostering long-term human capital development. As with most programs providing services to citizens, the LEAP program must have a rights and responsibilities charter. This is in recognition of the fact that often the rights of the extremely poor and vulnerable are violated in the course of service delivery. Therefore, to ensure that the rights of this targeted group are respected and protected in the implementation of the LEAP program, the Beneficiary Rights and Responsibilities Charter has been developed. The Charter summarizes the rights and responsibilities of beneficiaries and caregivers of the LEAP program and LEAP program's responsibilities to them. Some of the responsibilities when accessing LEAP program services are set out in the LEAP Operations Manual. The Charter also outlines what one can do if one feels that his or her rights have been violated or not respected. In effect, this charter will tell you: 1. Your rights as a beneficiary and or caregiver. 2. Your responsibilities as a beneficiary and or caregiver. 3. What service you can expect from us. 4. How you can get in touch with us if you want to complain. 5. How to find out more about our services. Per the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Part 1. Beneficiary or caregiver rights and responsibilities. This part provides an explanation of your rights and responsibilities as a LEAP beneficiary and or caregiver. A. Beneficiary or caregiver rights. Access. Your right when using LEAP program services. What does this mean? 1. LEAP and third-party services, that is, data collection, e-payment, NHI registration, are provided free of charge. 2. You have the right to be considered for enrollment based on eligibility and without discrimination. 3. You have the right to become a beneficiary of the LEAP program once you have been enrolled. 4. You have the right to be issued a LEAP household identification card. 5. You have the right to request support to access LEAP services, including services provided by agents. 6. You have the right to LEAP programs fair assessment of your local community's needs and provision of necessary services to meet them. 7. You have the right to have your needs taken into account when accessing LEAP program activities. For instance, you do not have to travel more than 3 kilometers to access your cash grant during payment. Also, if you are disabled and or incapacitated, you are to be paid in your home. 8. You have the right to start receiving cash grants at the next payment cycle following enrollment on the program. 9. You have the right to know your designated and alternative payment point. 10. You have the right to be served within an hour of arriving at the pay point. 11. You have the right to access your support system at pay points. Example, support to count your money. 12. You have the right to use available complementary services if eligible, such as NHIS, school feeding, capitation grants, LIPW. 13. You have the right to access the LEAP program's complaints and appeals system. Communication and participation. The right to be informed and involved in decisions about the program. What does this mean? 1. You have the right to accept or decline a place on the LEAP program as a beneficiary. 2. You have the right to withdraw your beneficiary status on the LEAP program. 3. You have the right to be given the information you need to make informed choices about you and your household's participation on the program. 4. You have the right to be involved in decisions regarding your participation in the program. 5. You have the right to request support when making decisions about your participation in the program. 6. You have the right to clear communication about your participation in the program from program staff. For instance, information about cash-out schedules should be clearly communicated to you 7 days before payment. 7. You have the right as a beneficiary to be a caregiver or deputy caregiver with the consent of the household. 8. You have the right as a household to nominate and or replace a caregiver to receive your grant on your behalf. 9. You have the right to be informed of your responsibilities as a joint caregiver in respect of the program. 10. You have the right as a caregiver to relinquish your position at any time. 11. You have the right to be informed whether you qualified or not for enrollment. 12. You have the right to be involved directly or through a representative in the planning, design, and provision of LEAP services in your community. 13. You have the right to information on complementary services available and the eligibility criteria. 14. You have the right to be informed of payment rules and procedures. 15. You have the right to know your monthly grant value on the program. 16. You have the right to information on the details of transactions on your account. Example, e-switch. 17. You have the right to complain about any unsatisfactory LEAP service. 18. You have the right to feedback following complaints, grievances, and appeals as per stipulated timelines in the Case Management Manual. 19. You have the right to be informed of all rights and responsibilities under the Charter. 20. You have the right to be supported to understand any information shared with you. Confidentiality. The right for your personal information to be kept secure and confidential. What does this mean to me? 1. You have the right for your personal information to be kept secure and confidential. 2. You have the right to know that your personal information will be used and shared by the LEAP program and other agents for the purposes of which it was intended. 3. You have the right to inform us if you do not want your personal information to be shared in certain ways and to expect that the LEAP program will not pass on such information without your permission. 4. If you are a caregiver for adults who cannot make decisions for themselves or who cannot tell others their decisions, you may see their records or information if they have granted you a welfare power of attorney. 5. You have the right to access the information we hold on you if required. Respect. The right to be treated with dignity and respect. What does this mean to me? 1. You have the right to be treated as an individual with dignity and respect. 2. You have the right not to be discriminated against because of your age, disability, gender, marital status, socio-economic status, religion, or ethnicity. 3. Your right to privacy will be respected when accessing LEAP programs and other complementary services. 4. You have a right to be treated in a non-abusive and non-threatening manner and without prejudice. Safety. The right to safe and effective service. What does this mean to me? You have the right to receive professional services from LEAP program staff and other agents. 2. You have the right to expect the service you receive is provided in an appropriate, safe, and clean environment. Feedback and complaints. The right to have a say about the service you receive and have any concerns and complaints dealt with. What does this mean to me? 1. You have the right to give feedback, make comments, raise concerns or complaints about the services you receive. 2. You have the right to independent advice and support to provide feedback, make comments, raise concerns, or make a complaint. 3. You have the right to anonymously report complaints and grievances. 4. You have the right to be helped to understand any information given. 5. You have the right to have complaints fairly investigated and within stipulated timeframes in our case management manual. 6. You have the right to be told the outcome of any investigation into your concerns or complaints within stipulated timelines in our case management manual. 7. You have the right to appeal a resolution arrived at in a case. 8. You have the right to channel your case to national entities such as SHRAJ or the courts in the event that you are unsatisfied with the resolution arrived at by the program, or if you think due process was not followed. B. Responsibilities of beneficiaries or caregivers. Participation. You can help by 1. Availing yourself during specific times at designated centers with all necessary documentation to facilitate program activities such as enrollment, payment, or sensitization. 2. Enrolling on and renewing membership of all complementary services. 3. Identifying and nominating caregivers for your household. 4. Verifying the value of the cash grant received before leaving the pay point. 5. Reporting any discrepancies in the amount received, that is, over and under payment. 6. Reporting challenges faced in the course of your participation in all LEAP activities. 7. Not paying money or tokens to LEAP program officials or agents, and to make a complaint should you be harassed into doing so. Acceptable behavior. You can help by 1. Treating LEAP and other officials with respect. 2. Being considerate, polite, and honest. 3. Observing and respecting LEAP procedures, rules, and regulations. 4. Being courteous and respectful to fellow beneficiaries, irrespective of their age, religion, culture, ethnicity, language, disability, gender, and socio-economic status. 5. Delivering to the beneficiary household the amount of cash grant received without demanding a commission or token. 6. Informing the beneficiary household if you are unable to access cash grant during the payment period. Giving the program information on time when requested. You can also help by 1. Giving the program full and correct details within the time stipulated in the request and in the agreed format. 2. Giving more details if asked to. Taking care of LEAP property in your possession. When enrolled onto the LEAP program, an ID card and an account card, example e-switch, will be issued. You are responsible for 1. Making sure these cards are kept safe. 2. Informing us if your card is misplaced, lost, or damaged. 3. Paying to replace the account card should you damage and or lose it. 4. Safekeeping of any IEC material given you. Informing us when there is a change in your circumstances. When you become a LEAP beneficiary and your circumstances change, you must tell us straight away. For example, tell us if 1. You relocate or other people move in or leave your household. 2. Household number decreases due to death of a beneficiary family member. 3. Household number increases. 4. A caregiver abandons household or misuses cash grant. Further examples will be found in the Case Management Manual. Adhering to the core responsibilities of the program, especially for beneficiaries and caregivers who have responsibilities for children under 16 years. You can help by 1. Ensuring children of school-going age are enrolled and attend school on a regular basis. 2. Having newborn babies registered with the Birth and Death Registry. 3. Ensuring children are not engaged in activities constituting the worst form of child labor. 4. Ensuring all children under 5 years receive all required vaccinations and have their weight monitored. 5. Attending prenatal clinics if you are pregnant. 6. Registering household members on NHIS. Telling us what you think. At the LEAP program, we aim to provide a high level of customer service. Therefore, we welcome all comments, complaints, or ideas for things we could improve. Your feedback helps us to look at what we do and how we could do it better. 1. If there is anything about the program you do not understand, ask questions and a member of staff or other authorized persons will explain. 2. If you have any concerns, suggestions, or comments about the program, inform us. When things go right. When you think we have done something well, please tell us. Knowing that we got it right for you may help us get it right for others. If things go wrong. If you think we have got something wrong or that we are not dealing with you in the right way, please tell us as soon as possible. If you are still dissatisfied after you have contacted us, we will explain what you can do next. There are different options depending on what the problem is. Challenging a decision. If you believe our decision is unsatisfactory or that due process was not followed, you can appeal. All appeals shall be subjected to a review taking into consideration any new information related to the case. Complaining. You can complain if you are dissatisfied with the service you have received from us. Part 3, page 22, tells you how to complain. Part 2, LEAP Program's responsibilities to beneficiaries. At the LEAP program, we strive to give you the best service we can. We want you to be satisfied with the service we provide and the way we treat you. Right treatment. We are committed to treating all our beneficiaries fairly. We will 1. Be friendly and helpful. 2. Treat you with respect. 3. Behave professionally. 4. Make sure our offices and or the venues we arrange to meet you at are safe as possible. 5. Respect your privacy by keeping your information confidential. Right result. We strive to give you accurate information and the right advice to help you 1. Understand our procedures. 2. Understand our decisions. 3. Access complementary services available. 4. Receive the grant you are entitled to. 5. Understand the conditions under which you receive your grant, especially if you have responsibility for children under 16. When we contact you, we will usually contact you via your DLIC, District Social Welfare Officers, or your community LEAP implementation committee member, or your community focal persons. If you want us to contact you in a different way, please tell us. We strive to make sure that we deliver our services as per stipulated timeframes in our policies and procedures. This includes 1. Processing and paying your cash grants on time. 2. Updating your records on time as required and letting you know if the change will affect your grant. 3. Being on time for an event or appointment we have made with you. 4. Investigating your complaints within the timescale we have agreed with you. When we visit you at home. If we need to visit you at home, our staff will 1. Notify you of the impending visit as soon as practicable. Tell you their name and always show you an identity card or any form of official identification. If you have a disability. If you have a disability or health condition that affects how you use our service, please tell us so we can give you the right support. Part 3. What if my rights have not been respected? How to complain. If you believe any of your rights have not been respected or that the LEAP program is not meeting its commitments to you, raise a concern or make a complaint. 1. Speak to your CLIC member or community focal person. 2. You can also talk to your district social welfare officer or a DLIC member to see if your concern or complaint can be sorted out. 3. If you do not want to do this, you can speak to the head of case management or any other member of staff at the LEAP program. 4. You may also contact the contact center via the toll-free number 0800 800 800 or 0800 900 900 or the LEAP program directly on 0303 969 700 or 0303 969 399. You are also free to use any appropriate means in reaching us. Example, email or letters. Part 4. How can I find out more about LEAP? You can get further information about the program. 1. By contacting your CLIC member or community focal person. 2. By contacting your district social welfare officer or a DLIC member. 3. Visiting our website at www.leap.gov.gh or via our Facebook page, LEAP Program Ghana. 4. From our leaflets and fact sheets available from your district social welfare offices and also from the LEAP Program Office, Accra. 5. By calling the LEAP Program on 030-396-9700 or 030-396-9399 or our contact center on toll-free number 0800-800-800 or 0800-900-900. 6. By writing to us at the LEAP Program, P.O. Box MB 471, Ministries, Accra. 7. By emailing us at info@leap.gov.gh or leapprog@leap.gov.gh. 8. By following us on Twitter at leap_program_Ghana.